presented it at ASA, and Alan Winnie was presenting his techniques at that, and we were next to each other in many of these exhibits, and we got very friendly. So by 73, 74 come along, and we had all these things. We tried to publish it in Anesthesiology. They won't do it. And the only journal which will accept us is in Anesthesia Analgesia. So all our articles were published in Anesthesia Analgesia. Sure. And I got very nasty comments from editors of Anesthesiology. Oh, regional anesthesia, oh, that's not science. And I looked into but all the journals in the world who were publishing regional anesthesia, maybe Scandinavia, maybe in England, none of them were. And none of them even in pediatrics. So here we said, why isn't anybody publishing on regional anesthesia? And the answer was they were not interested. It is too small a thing for anesthesia. It's not a big thing. And that is one of the reasons why Alan and I, and then later on Don Breidenbach, but Harold Caron was already working in some areas. And we hadn't met, but we were talking, but Alan and I were talking about that. And that was the reason we got together in one of the ESA meetings and said, okay, guys, if you're going to have regional anesthesia go further, somebody has to teach somebody in the residency program. So that was the reason we said we have to form a society to tell them what regional anesthesia is. So we went to Bonica, we went to Philip Bromwich, we went to Hinkson, we went to a couple of other stalwarts who were really practicing regional anesthesia. They said, oh yeah, we'll support you. You go ahead, we won't be active with you, but we can advise you. And so that's how the first meeting occurred.
Who would you consider a mentor?
My mentor is Bonica. But when I started doing regional anesthesia, and then got into pain management as well, soon after that, it became, there was nobody there who knew more about pain than Bonica. In 1969, there was no places where you can know about pain. And so I read Bonica's book, and then I followed what he had written in all these areas. I was very much interested in conditions like reflex sympathetic dystrophy at that time. And so he was my guru, even though and then I met him many times. Sure. I have followed everything he said, what he believes in it, his physiology, his pathology. This is a multidisciplinary, with what I accept. Regional anesthesia gave that extra protection that if you're so sick, regional anesthesia can still go through an operation. That is the major difference. Better safety, better precautions, better post-operative care, better pain relief after the surgery. So regional anesthesia always have a special place for a group of people, children, people living longer, people in a lot of disability, people cannot afford to have their heart being touched upon by general anesthesia. For those people, regional anesthesia always be there. An intolerant pain made tolerable by your action is what I want. ASRA is a conduit through which we're able to change our specialty in anesthesia to teach the people who are ready to be taught to become very impactful in the lives of other people. It's a teaching tool which ASRA created, which was never there before. When I started in 1975, I was the chairman of the education committee. Okay. So the question was, we were experts doing regional anesthesia. How are we going to teach the others? And the concept that you have to teach it next to the patient came from ASRA. There were no such things before. The origination, if you really want to go, was ASRA. I'm very proud of ASRA.
You should be.
Having grown the way it has. Mission of ASRA, which was to educate, has really been the real strength. How to teach, how to do the workshops, how to teach them in the area of the operation, as well as, and then the development of pain and getting that together has been wonderful. So that pain management, perioperative care, postoperative care, obstetrics. Can you imagine obstetrics before ASRA?
No.
You know, I didn't find anybody doing epidurals for babies in 1969.
Right.
It was a rarity. So look at that. That is a standard of care. So I think you have to be really, really proud, you know, not only now, but 50 years from now, what we have done. Our emphasis should be, can we now take it to the rest of the world in Africa?
Right.
And somebody has to make some effort to do that. Otherwise, I think, you know, it's wonderful.